Good morning, welcome to another video with a guy and his projects. Today we are working on the 350Z again. Today's going to be a basic diff fluid change. I say basic because all we're doing is draining and filling the fluid. If you want to do that as part of your preventative maintenance, it's a fantastic idea. You should look up your owner's manual, look at the frequency intervals, the change intervals, and do it. And it's a super easy thing to do. It's not hard, especially if you're not pulling the cover. Now, we are going to be diving in deeper in another video coming up shortly. So essentially what I'm doing is, I bought this car at about 140,000 miles. No, not 140. I bought this car at 147,000 miles. I'm at 155,000 right now. And I've been working through trying to catch it up on everything that's been neglected. Some things I get in there and I find it's never been touched, never maintained. Other things I get in there and it looks really good. So my goal today for the diff fluid is just to drain it, look at the magnet, see how nasty it is, look at how the fluid is, because coming up shortly we're going to be replacing the bushing that holds the diff to the rear brace, and for that the whole differential is going to come out. So I want to find out now if I'm going to be looking at buying a new differential when I do that, or if I can just pull my old one out and put it back in. So that's what we're doing today. Just going to get a general idea of how the fluid looks and the general idea of the condition of the diff, and we'll know for the next video, not the next video you see, but the next video on the diff, where we're at. We might be upgrading the diff cover just for fun. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. That's to be determined. But for today, we're just doing a drain and refill, basic maintenance task. Pretty much anybody can do at home. I have a 4-post lift, which is amazingly helpful. I just got this a couple months ago though. I've been doing things on the ground my whole life. You can do this on the ground. You just gotta jack up the rear end far enough for you to reach in there and pour some stuff. So what we're using is we got a couple of these bags. These are Valvoline 75 W90 gear oil with slip additive. I don't know, so I'm kind of confused on the slip additive. So this car requires GL5. That's a GL5 fluid, and that meets this requirement. So I think there's some slip additive built into the fluid, so you don't need to put in a higher slip additive, because I don't think these are real limited slip differentials either. I haven't really researched it, to be honest. All I know is I need GL5. This meets GL5, and we're gonna dive in there. So I'm testing out these bags. So I actually bought some Amsoil oil in the hard quart size containers. I'm gonna use that when I put the diff back together at a later date. For now, I'm gonna use Valvoline. There's nothing wrong with Valvoline. So anyway, so this, I bought it in the bags. It's a little bit more expensive, but they're flexible, they're easy. So I'm guessing the point is you can stick this up in the hole and you can squeeze it in, woo! Just like a, well, I'm not gonna say what, just like, so yeah, let's try it. Let's do it. You always use chocks. Parking brake is set. The first thing you're going to want to do before you crack this open, this is your drain plug on your diff. Your exhaust might look different. The previous owner changed mine. Now it's obnoxiously loud, but so this is your drain bolt, okay? This is your fill bolt. So you're going to drain from here, fill from here. That's important because, well, it's important because it's important, but that's important because if you drop this and then this is solidified, if you're on the rust belt, you're pretty much gonna have to take your whole cover off to get that out, and then you're gonna be kind of screwed because I don't think you can get your cover off while installed. So we're just gonna break this loose first. This is a 10mm Allen wrench. I have it on a socket for the extra leverage because I've done some of these that you just can't get off. Let's see, that's tightened, so I'm gonna go down. Boop. Mine cracks open just fine, so we're just gonna leave it cracked. I'm gonna come down to the bottom one, same thing. Oh, crack it. Okay, now you're gonna get your drip pan in place so I can catch all your fluid. Okay, so that fluid actually looks surprisingly good. Actually looks really good. I was kind of nervous because there's a lot of things that the previous owner did not maintain. All right, so while that drains, you're just gonna let it go. You can go ahead and pull your upper drain bolt out. Should have got my cameraman over here today. It's too dark under this lift. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and pull this drain plug out. Remember, this is just your, oh man, I lost the washer. That's just your fill plug. Yeah, so when we go in and we do the diff, I'm gonna pull everything. Now that I see the magnet, I'm more comfortable about this not needing to be rebuilt. So when we go to do this, it's gonna have to come off of the axles so that we can get out this, and obviously the drive shaft to pull it out. So that's why I wanted to check it out now, just get a general idea of what I'm looking at. So here we go. This is what we have. You have, ouch. This is your upper plug. This is just to keep the fluid from spilling out, obviously. This is your lower one. So you're gonna see, if you've never changed a diff before, you're going to see a lot of stuff, or if you've never changed your diff fluid, you're gonna see a lot of magnet on here, a lot of metal on the magnet. This is actually pretty good. It's almost normal. I'm just gonna wipe it off. My cheapy freaking COVID budget cuts paper towels here. Oh. Yeah, you'll see a lot more metal on this than pretty much anywhere else in your vehicle, as far as my experience goes anyway. That's okay. I mean, your gears are constantly meshed together, and it's just what's going to happen, so. All right, so now that we have our drain fluid is drained, I looked in my arsenal, and I'm actually missing a upper fill port crush gasket, crush washer. So we're gonna reuse the one from the lower. We're gonna put it on the upper, because then when I go to the store, I can pull this one out and replace the washer without losing fluid. So ultimately, I would recommend putting new ones on. I do have a new copper crush washer for the lower one, and we will use that. Torque specs, I believe, are between 22 and 28 foot-pounds. Typically, I'm gonna go 25. Correct or not, don't know. That's where we're going. So let's get down there, and we'll see if we can't get this filled back up. And I'm just gonna shove in our new plug. Let's get it started. Clean this up. Like I mentioned, this is between 22 and 28 foot-pounds. We're gonna go 25 because that's what my torque wrench is set to already. I'll link this down below. I'll link gaskets down below, crush washers, and I will link the fluid down below, so check them out. It's 25, that's it, that's all. I mean, check that out. So I can do this with one finger. That's 25 foot-pounds, it's not much. All right, so as far as filling this fluid goes, I've never used these bags, like I said. Looks like we're gonna have to cut the tip and see if it's open underneath. Nope, so you gotta remove this stupid thing that you can never remove if you don't have fingernails like me. I'm trying to hold this up so you guys can see, and I have no idea what you can see, actually see. Whoa, I'm gonna drip it on myself. I'm dripping on myself. Okay. Put your cap back on. We're gonna cut a little portion off the top. Boop. Now, we're gonna see if we can do this in a mess-free style. Just gonna squeeze it in. I know you can't see, but it is going in. So yeah, these bags do make it quite a bit easier. So I believe the capacity is 3 pints, which is about 1.5 quarts. So I bought 2 quart bags. You're just filling this. It's just gonna fill. Once it starts coming out the bottom of this hole, you kind of obviously know you're full at that point. I like this bag, it's actually pretty good. I didn't think I would like it. Just like toothpaste, just squeeze it, oh, till it's all gone. Interesting. Set that aside, I'll open the next one. Okay, so if you don't have these bags, if you already bought your fluid or you just don't want to buy the bag of fluid, what? It's already full? Nope. So anyway, if you don't want to buy these bags or you already have the other style, I will link a fluid transfer pump you can use. It's like 10 bucks or so, I don't know. Super cheap anyway. And you can just sit there and pump the handle and it'll fill in here for you. So again, we're just going until it starts to run out on a regular basis. Yeah, that's just me for bumping the stupid edge. Okay, so now we're full. See how fast that's coming out? Kind of finished draining out. I'm just gonna put our fill plug back in. Again, this is an old gasket, our old crush washer. I really need to find a new one. I'll go to the store later and pick one up. Then I can just pop that out and put the new one back in, no big deal. I can't fit my freaking huge ass torque wrench in here, maybe. Might get lucky. Yeah, look at that, it does fit. Okay, that's in. Next thing I want to do is just take a little brake cleaner. I'm using CRC. I don't care about brand, I just buy whatever's cheapest. I'll link some down below and just hit it. Because all this oil, even though you wiped up a towel, the oil's still there and that'll collect dirt and make this look nasty. So I just like to hit it real quick and voila. We're going to properly dispose of the oil. And I found my crush washer I dropped. All right guys, this was a super easy project, super important to maintain. You don't have to do it very often. I actually haven't looked up the interval sequence for this car. Typically, most of the trucks I've owned have been between 50 and 100,000 miles. That fluid is good for a long time. We're at 154. I don't know if it's ever been replaced. The fluid actually looked pretty good and it didn't smell super staunchy like new fluid smells. So I don't know where we stand or where we stood, but I know where we stand. I'll probably replace this every 30,000 or so when I do my transmission fluid going forward, because that's what I've typically done. It's not that expensive. For a couple $10 bills, you can do it. It's quick, it's easy, it's not hard. So that's where I stand. If you like what you saw, leave me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Remember, if it ain't broke, now's the perfect time to keep it from breaking. And we'll see you next time, guys.